Suck Ja Rule in the plane.
If you thought celebrity feuds were old news, think again. This time, the tension went nuclear. Ja Rule, one of hip-hop's most notorious personalities, didn't just throw shade, he went full-on aggressive on camera, targeting 50 Cent like a hurricane meets a lightning bolt. Phones were out, cameras flashing, and the internet collectively lost its mind. This isn't your casual social media spat. This is decades of rivalry, ego, and unresolved tension exploding in real time. Yeah. Rule's energy was unfiltered, loud, and chaotic, the kind of aggression that could make a W referee faint. Meanwhile, 50 Cent stood calm, calculated, and slightly amused, like a chess master facing a rookie with fireworks strapped to their shoes. Fans didn't just watch, they dissected. Every glance, gesture, and micro-expression became fodder. For debate, clips circulated instantly. Memes multiplied like wildfire. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all ablaze. And the question everyone's asking, is this just theatrics? Or a serious escalation in one of hip-hop's longest-standing rivalries? This clash isn't about music. It's about reputation, legacy, and psychological warfare in front of millions. And once you see it, you won't be able to look away. Buckle up, the story is only getting wilder. The feud between Ja Rule and 50 Cent is one of the longest-running sagas in hip-hop history. And this latest incident has set the internet ablaze. Decades of diss tracks, public jabs, and viral callouts have built a rivalry so intense that even casual fans can quote the history by heart. But this time, the tension didn't just simmer, it detonated live, on camera, in front of the world. Ja Rule didn't whisper, he didn't hint. He attacked with the kind of aggression that makes security and fans alike freeze mid-breath. Phones raised, fingers ready to record every second. Ja Rule's entrance alone was cinematic. It wasn't casual, it wasn't subtle. His energy hit like a lightning bolt, amplified by the cameras capturing every gesture, every glance, every inch of body language. Even the squad around him wasn't incidental. It was carefully curated. Each person a visual statement of dominance, loyalty, and raw energy. Social media instantly caught fire. Clips were reposted, memes were created, and debate threads erupted faster than a new track drop. The digital world went from zero to chaos in seconds. 50 Cent, however, didn't break a sweat. Calm, composed, and calculating, he stood like a seasoned general in the eye of the storm. His expression, posture, and subtle gestures were scrutinized frame by frame. Fans analyzed every flicker of his eyes, every movement of his hands, every half-smile that might reveal strategy or irritation. This wasn't just aggression against an opponent. It was a psychological chess match played for millions of viewers. Online. The room itself felt electric. Security shifted uneasily. Promoters tried to maintain control, but even they couldn't predict the tidal wave that had just been unleashed. The energy was so palpable that it practically hummed through the air, a collision of decades-long rivalry with real-time drama amplified by the cameras, fans, and social media watchers. This was spectacle, drama, and suspense all rolled into one. Fans immediately took sides. One faction praised Ja Rule's raw, unfiltered aggression, calling it a statement of dominance, confidence, and unshakable bravado. Another faction celebrated 50 Cent's calm as strategic genius, highlighting his ability to command presence without raising his voice. Comments, memes, and reaction videos flooded every platform, creating a digital ecosystem of narrative and debate. The story had already transcended the event itself. Memes exploded across social media platforms like wildfire. One viral post showed Ja Rule charging like a Marvel villain while 50 Cent stood stoic, arms crossed, the immovable hero. Another meme compared the incident to a WWE main event, complete with dramatic captions and suspenseful music. Every glance, every gesture, every micro-expression was dissected, captioned, and turned into content that would dominate feeds for days. The timing of the incident only amplified its impact. This wasn't some minor confrontation. It came after years of tension, social media barbs, and subtle feuds. Fans immediately contextualized every word and gesture against decades of history. Even casual viewers who normally scroll past celebrity drama were compelled to watch, replay, and form opinions. Every second was scrutinized. Every moment turned into narrative fodder. Analysts, influencers, and content creators jumped in immediately. Was Ja Rule's aggression genuine, or was it a calculated performance for media dominance? Was 50 Cent's calm a mask for strategic maneuvering, or a subtle intimidation tactic? Everyone had an opinion, and every opinion became part of the viral feedback loop. Ensuring the story wouldn't just trend, it would dominate. Even mainstream media couldn't resist covering the event. Headlines like, Ja Rule goes aggressive on camera against 50 Cent, and hip-hop feud escalates in viral confrontation, plastered feeds worldwide. Coverage spanned from entertainment blogs to lifestyle platforms, giving the incident unprecedented reach and confirming its status as a cultural phenomenon. This wasn't just a confrontation, it was a global spectacle. Fans theorized endlessly. Could this lead to another diss track? A public escalation? Or was it simply a moment of raw energy captured for viral consumption? Every fan theory added layers to the narrative, extending the drama far beyond the original footage. Each repost, comment, and reaction became a new chapter in a story that had already captured the attention of millions. The psychological dimension of the confrontation was key. Ja Rule's aggression broadcast dominance, confidence, and willingness to escalate. 50 Cent's calm, in contrast, projected patience, calculation, and long-term strategic thinking. Fans debated endlessly which approach would resonate with the public, affect reputations, and define narrative dominance. It was ego, perception, and strategy all rolled into one viral spectacle. The confrontation transcended the physical moment. Every micro-expression, subtle gesture, and pause was analyzed as evidence of strategy and power. The moment became content, the content became discussion, and the discussion became culture. The incident spread far beyond the camera lens into every corner of social media, creating a multi-platform frenzy that refused to die down. Even casual fans became analysts. Replays, breakdowns, and slow-motion edits proliferated across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Everyone had an opinion on body language, tone, and intent. The drama wasn't contained to the moment. It lived online, evolving and growing as each new viewer added interpretation, commentary, and speculation. By the end of the first viral cycle, the incident had transformed into a cultural phenomenon. Ja Rule wasn't just a rapper being aggressive, he was a symbol of chaos and intensity. 50 Cent wasn't just standing his ground, he was a master of poise and calculated dominance. The confrontation had evolved into a story about narrative, perception, and control in celebrity culture. And the cliffhanger? The story was far from over. Every new post, interview, or social media comment could escalate, shift, or redefine the narrative. Fans and media alike were locked in, ready to react. What began as an on-camera moment had now become a living, breathing saga with no end in sight, a spectacle of fame, ego, and strategy that the internet would dissect endlessly. The lesson is clear. In today's celebrity ecosystem, aggression, calm, and perception are all part of the public narrative. A single confrontation can dominate headlines, memes, and discussion for days. And when the history of rivalry between two cultural icons is thrown into the mix, the stakes become monumental. The drama is alive, the tension is palpable, and this is only the beginning. The public is watching, the analysts are typing, and the internet isn't going anywhere. Ja Rule and 50 Cent have just added another explosive chapter to a saga that has been decades in the making. And the world will be watching every move. Once the footage of Ja Rule's aggressive on-camera confrontation went viral, the internet erupted like a pressure cooker on steroids. Every frame, every glance, every movement became fodder for analysis, debate, and memes. Fans weren't just spectators. They became commentators, analysts, and armchair psychologists all at once. Social media timelines lit up like Times Square. On New Year's Eve, with thousands of users dissecting the incident frame by frame, celebrities jumped in almost immediately. Cryptic tweets, reaction videos, and Instagram posts fueled speculation. Some took sides openly, praising Ya Rule for his bold, unfiltered energy. Others sided with 50 Cent, celebrating his calm and calculated demeanor as a masterclass in public perception. Every response added layers to the narrative, making it impossible for casual observers to ignore the drama. Memes exploded like wildfire. One edit showed Ya Rule charging forward like a Marvel villain while 50 Cent stood stoic, the unshakable hero in the center of chaos. Another compared the moment to a WV main event, complete with dramatic captions and orchestral sound effects. Fans weren't just creating jokes, they were building a visual mythology around the confrontation, turning the clip into cultural content that would live on for days, if not weeks. Public debate hit a fever pitch. One camp argued that Ya Rule's aggression signaled dominance, confidence, and authenticity. The other claimed 50 Cent's calm was the ultimate power move, showing restraint, intelligence, and control. Comments flooded in from every direction, and social media became a courtroom where each fan, influencer, and critic served as judge, jury, and executioner. Reaction videos proliferated across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Creators slowed down. The footage annotated every gesture and speculated about hidden meanings. The narrative expanded, weaving in the feud's decades-long history, the personalities involved, and even potential future outcomes. The clash had transformed into an ongoing story, with every clip fueling more analysis and engagement. Mainstream media didn't stay silent. Headlines screamed, "Ya Rule goes aggressive on camera against 50 Cent," and hip-hop feud escalates into viral spectacle. Entertainment outlets analyzed the psychological tension, branding implications, and public reactions. Suddenly, what should have been a brief on-camera incident had become a multi-platform cultural event. Fans began theorizing endlessly. Could this escalate into a new diss track war? Might another public confrontation occur? Would alliances within the industry shift? Predictive threads across social media speculated on every possible scenario, keeping engagement high and the story alive long after the initial clip went viral. The cultural comparisons kept coming. Some likened the confrontation to iconic movie standoffs, comparing Ya Rule to a lightning-charged villain and 50 Cent to a stoic superhero. Others drew parallels to reality TV drama, WWE main events, or classic gangster showdowns. The spectacle wasn't just entertainment. It was shared culture, dissected and amplified by fans worldwide. The psychological battle was just as important as the visible conflict. Ya Rule's aggression broadcast dominance and a refusal to back down, while 50 Cent's calm projected patience and strategic intelligence. Fans debated which approach was more effective, creating layers of narrative tension that extended far beyond the original clip. The spectacle became a lesson in ego, power, and perception. Even casual viewers became analysts. Clips were replayed, meme edits circulated, and commentary threads exploded. Micro-expressions, pauses, and glances were scrutinized like evidence in a trial. The confrontation had transcended physical performance. It became participatory storytelling, with fans and media shaping the narrative as much as the artists themselves. The story's momentum was amplified by social media algorithms. Every repost, comment, and reaction served to reinforce the clips. Virality, engagement metrics soared, hashtags trended. The incident had become self-sustaining, a live-stream spectacle with infinite replay value. Every new interaction, post, or comment extended the digital lifespan of the confrontation. Analysts dissected the implications for branding and reputation. Ya Rule's aggressive energy positioned him as bold and fearless, but also opened the door to criticism of theatricality. 50 Cent's composure reinforced his persona as calculated and controlled, yet invited speculation about hidden emotion and strategic positioning. Public perception was evolving in real time, and the stakes were higher than ever. The meme economy further fueled the drama. Every new edit added interpretation. The aggressor versus the strategist, chaos versus calm, ego clash of the decade. The narrative became layered, entertaining, and endlessly replayable. Social media audiences weren't just watching, they were shaping, contributing and amplifying the spectacle. Even mainstream commentary contributed to the frenzy. Entertainment journalists, cultural critics, and influencers analyzed every angle, turning the confrontation into a multi-dimensional story. Coverage extended beyond hip-hop, touching music culture, celebrity behavior, and viral content trends. The incident had become a masterclass in narrative amplification. Speculation about future outcomes dominated discourse. Fans debated whether the confrontation would lead to music releases, media interviews, or even live altercations. Each possible scenario was dissected with precision as audiences tried to predict the next viral moment. Engagement didn't just grow, it exploded. Ensuring the drama would persist, the tension between aggression and composure became the central theme. Ja Rule's boldness drew attention, commanded energy, and provoked discussion. 50 Cent's restraint projected control, patience, and psychological advantage. The clash had evolved into a lesson in power dynamics, reputation management, and public perception, all happening live, in real time, and on camera. By the end of the first viral wave, the confrontation had morphed from a single on-camera incident into a multi-platform cultural event. Memes, reaction videos, commentary, and fan debates ensured the story lived far beyond its original context. It had become self-sustaining content, cultural commentary, and participatory drama, all at once. The narrative was now unstoppable. Every social media interaction, post, and meme ensured that the tension persisted, setting the stage for the next explosive chapter. Fans, media, and influencers were all co-authors in a story that had just begun, ensuring the saga's momentum would continue building toward a dramatic climax. By the time Ja Rule's aggressive on-camera moment had circulated across every social media platform, the aftermath was immediate, chaotic, and completely viral. Public perception had shifted. 50 Cent was no longer just a rapper. He had become the stoic foil to Ja Rule's explosive energy. Fans were dissecting everything, from micro-expressions to the slightest shift in stance, turning a single confrontation into a multi-layered spectacle of strategy, ego, and narrative warfare. The fan base split instantly. Supporters of Ja Rule praised his boldness, labeling him fearless, unfiltered, and unafraid to command the spotlight. Every gesture was framed as a demonstration of dominance, confidence, and raw energy. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's fans highlighted his calculated calm, portraying him as the master strategist, the unshakable presence, the man who could absorb aggression without losing composure. Every action, pause, or glance fueled debate. Social media became a battlefield. Memes exploded like fireworks. Ja Rule was transformed into the embodiment of chaotic energy, while 50 Cent was cast as the immovable, ice-cold hero. Reaction videos, slow-motion analyses, and cinematic reenactments proliferated across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Every new upload generated discussion, and the story became self-sustaining, growing far beyond the original incident. Mainstream media quickly amplified the drama. Headlines screamed, Ja Rule goes aggressive on camera, 50 Cent under fire, and hip-hop's legendary feud explodes into viral spectacle. Analysts debated psychological strategy, public image, and cultural influence. Suddenly, this confrontation was no longer a minor clash. It had become a defining moment in celebrity culture, one that blended music, legacy, and public perception into a viral phenomenon. The reputational impact on both artists was immediate and multidimensional. Ja Rule's image now carried boldness and audacity, but critics questioned whether his theatrics were excessive. 50 Cent's composed demeanor reinforced his brand as a strategic genius, yet some fans speculated whether calm masked hidden tension or calculated restraint. Every social media post, interview, and public appearance would now be filtered through the lens of this viral clash. Fans began theorizing endlessly about the next steps. Would Ja Rule escalate further with another on-camera moment, a diss track, or a social media post? Would 50 Cent respond publicly, subtly, or through media appearances? Could this confrontation spark further collaborations, conflicts, or viral content across music platforms? Each new post became an event, keeping the audience engaged, theorizing, and debating. The meme ecosystem expanded. Each edit, GIF, or reaction video added layers to the story. Ja Rule's aggression was compared to iconic movie villains, unpredictable and unstoppable. 50 Cent's calm was likened to superhero stoicism, strategic patience, and long-game thinking. Every fan, influencer, and creator contributed to the narrative, shaping perception as much as the artists themselves. Even casual viewers became analysts. Clips were replayed hundreds of times. Fans annotated every micro-expression, inflection, and gesture. The incident became participatory content, a cultural laboratory where ego, strategy, and personality were dissected publicly. The drama wasn't just consumed, it was remixed, debated, and amplified across platforms. Mainstream commentators weighed in further, turning the moment into a multi-dimensional story. Analysts discussed psychological tactics, power dynamics, and public image management. The feud was framed as a case study in narrative dominance, ego control, and cultural influence. Every new discussion fueled anticipation for future interactions, creating a story that evolves with every tweet, post, or live appearance. The digital momentum ensured the story had staying power. Every repost, reaction, and meme reinforced the narrative. The feud's history became context for every new interpretation, with fans referencing past diss tracks, interviews, and confrontations to evaluate the current escalation. The clash had evolved from a single incident into a multi-layered saga with viral longevity. Speculation about potential outcomes intensified. Fans debated whether the confrontation could influence music releases, collaborations, or public